You seem the opposite of chuffed today, maybe a little bit chafed.
Yeah. First of all, super hectic day. But it's one of the 2 seasons right now in Wisconsin, and it's
wait, hold on
What do
a
you
second
mean?
here. What makes a Matt Hamilton day hectic?
Well,
Give us a hectic Matt Hamilton day.
Well, I just had a lot of stuff going on.
Please share.
I had to take the dog to the vet, which is always fun. And, naturally you get there like 5-10 minutes early. They bring you in about 5 minutes late. They weigh your dog, ask if anything's wrong. And then, like a normal doctor's visit, you sit in the waiting room for like another 15, 20 minutes, maybe 25 minutes until the doctor comes in. Gives her shots, takes like 5 minutes, and then I'm out the door. It was like, I literally was here for like 45 minutes. I made an appointment.
Yep.
What's the point of holding a time at 11 if you're not going to see me until 11:35?
Jerry Seinfeld over here. Anyone can just take a reservation.
Yeah.
The whole point is to have the car ready when I want the
Holding
reservation.
it is the most important part. So, again, like whatever. I understand people are busy. But that in addition to the fact that I've got, I had some trees taken down. One had like...
You took them down?
No.
Oh, okay.
I had them taken down.
Okay.
One had like half fallen over, like root ball and everything, and then another one has just been dead for a while. And my wife was finally like, "It's gonna fall on the dogs one day." I was like, "Okay." Crazy person stuff, but sometimes you just gotta humor them, and it's not a battle I was willing to fight. So I had a tree company over taking these wood piles out. Well, they brought their dog.
Okay.
So like now their dog's running around my backyard with my dogs inside, kind of going nuts.
Yeah.
Not thrilled about it. So like that's hectic. My normal like morning routine is like catch up on all the dishes, clean the kitchen a little bit. I try and take the little like dustbuster hand vac and pick up all the corners that I know like to pick up hair.
Yeah.
You got to do that daily with long-haired dogs. All of that. And then I've got my entire...
Okay, wait, pause a second here.
Okay,
and Alex,
okay.
I want you to hop in 844-770-3776. So Matt basically did a handful of chores, took his dog to the vet, and the dogs were worked up for like 20 minutes. And
the chores, yeah.
Is that a hectic day? That is 2 o'clock. Like,
okay, well, hold on a minute. What you need to understand, Jim, is that hectic to Matt Hamilton is not hectic to me.
First
and
of
you.
all,
that's why I wanted to set this up. That Matt
barking,
Hamilton called like a hectic day.
Dogs being like kind of unruly. You know what I mean? Like it's hectic because normally my dogs are pretty chill, but they had another dog outside, so they're like running from my bedroom, which has a sliding glass door to the window, to like the kitchen, which has the sliding glass door to the backyard.
Yeah.
So they're like running back and forth trying to track this dog while I'm trying to do chores around the house. Then I got to take this already wound up dog to the vet, who just gets more wound up. Like it was just hectic. It could have been a lot smoother, but with all the events that ended up happening today, it was more hectic than it should have been. I shouldn't say it was hectic for everybody. It was just more hectic than it should have
Your
been.
life is so hard.
The way you described his day is that he was the one removing the trees. No, his dogs ran back and forth a little bit while he did like 3 chores. I know.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean. Like a hectic day would have been like, man, I had to get up at like 7, take the dog to the vet, and then I had to dig out all these trees.
Let me rephrase. I already said this. This was more hectic than I had anticipated. I did not expect to be like dog wrangling and running around and too much stuff going on in the periphery for someone with severe ADD such as myself.
Basically, you like your mornings and your days to be like a 3 on the stress level. Today was like a 5.
I wouldn't. Yeah, probably. But what's making it hectic is I was just really banking on a 3. Like I had mentally prepared for the 3 to be like the top, and it ended up being just a 5. So like it just threw me.
Kyle Upon chimes in. They probably should have asked if they could bring their dog along via email.
Agreed.
844-770-3776 if you want to chime in on that. Yeah, that's a little bit.
Here's the thing, just let me know. I could have I've got some in-laws. I've got parents that love my dogs. I could just drop them off for the afternoon.
Or you could have had the blinds closed if that's possible, so they don't know what's
me
going
a
on.
heads up.
just a start.
I'm not even I understand not everybody's got the if he's gone for 12 hours a day chopping down trees, like you can't leave your dog home that whole time. So if you got a well-behaved dog, it doesn't bother me. Just keep me in the loop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, go ahead, though.
Anyway, so that's the start. And for the last...
Here's your real,
the
one
gripe.
that people actually will feel bad for you for. Because you're trying to be like, oh,
no,
God,
I'm not looking
I
for
had to do
sympathy.
like normal human being things,
not
and it was
looking for
the worst.
I didn't have to go to work until 1 p.m. So tough.
1:10 actually. Share that like.
Yeah, like 1:10 because the dogs finally had calmed down.
You're so
I had
stressed.
just made lunch. Yeah, really. I was like literally decompressing. And my wife's like, "Don't you have the show today?" I was like, "Wait, what?" Yeah, and she's like, "It's 1:10." I was like, "Oh, I should probably get going." It wasn't like late. I showed up at the time we like to do our show meeting, so it wasn't like late,
but it was just funny again.
It definitely caught me off guard.
If Jen wasn't there, you might have been late.
Yeah, I might have been in my car just bopping over and just, this is Rutledge and Hamilton.
All right, so now share the true part that people actually feel bad for you for.
It's construction season, people.
Right, but
It
it's
is-
more than that for you.
So everybody hates construction season, right? Like everybody, sometimes it's part of your commute. Sometimes you're taking a trip and the highway's all busted up and you're down to one lane. It takes forever. My street is all torn up right now. They're adding like a width to it. So they're like taking out mailboxes. We've got a mailbox grouping at the front of our road right now.
Did they
Like
put
this-
those back in?
What?
Are you on the hook for the mailbox if they take it out?
No, I'm assuming they put it back in. I haven't been told much. I was told yesterday or 2 days ago by a guy who was nice enough to be like, "Hey, we're working in front of your driveway. If you want to get your car out, you can park down the road and walk to your car later."
Yeah.
And then he's like, "We're tearing out your driveway tomorrow, by the way, or like this
Yes.
bottom third of it." I was like, okay." That's good to know. Like, it would have been nice to know that they're taking out the driveway, and he did tell me that would be replaced. Good, thank you. But like today, I sent a picture to you guys. There is like there's like a hole in my street, and just like getting around it is not always easy because there's always dump trucks going in and out. Like one morning, it took me about 20 minutes because they literally were working in a spot where it's just like everyone's just stuck until we can get this done quick. And it was like the worst time for me. I tried leaving for one of our show meetings
Yep.
to be here at 1, and I ended up showing up at like 1:20 because I'm stuck sitting here waiting for this guy to fill the hole in and then flatten it out so my sedan can drive over this totally busted up road. It's been a pain in the butt. Everything's covered in dust right now. Like my entire house looks beige because of the dust and the wind and
Or
everything.
is that,
The smoke? Yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe it's a combination of everything, but I am covered in dust. Like my shorts right now are covered in dust because there's brush up against my car, and I just hate it.
it's hard to be Matt Hamilton.
I hate it.
You know what else, though, I just realized? Where are our show sheets?
I don't need a show sheet. I'm a professional.
Yeah, but that's not a show sheet. Don't point. You set the standard of a show sheet. No show sheet. No, see again.
This is fine. We're good.
No accountability strofe back there. This is Rutledge and Hamilton. Presented
What was
by
I supposed to put on a show sheet today? Matt's driveway.
the same stuff you put on a show sheet every day. Don't.
It's
you
on
just
a screen in front of you.
You just didn't do it. Just say I didn't do it.
I didn't do it. But
Don't say like.
but I have an alternative with everything you need in front of you.
What would I do
It
with
says
today? Today's
live
different. No,
read.
say
who's
I
on the
dropped
phone?
ball.
The
Guys,
audio I
easy.
have. It's right
Stop.
in front of you.
But like,
Both
Matt,
of you stop.
Matt, but
This is fine.
But no, it's not though. We established we want a show sheet. Rutledge is
So you just
own it and say, you know what? I didn't get a show sheet. Here's what I got for you. That's it, right? You're the one that loves the show sheet. We write on them.
Rutledge
I
is
keep notes
an
on them.
idiot.
Yeah, I
You can hold him accountable, Matt Hamilton. He didn't have what he needs to start the show.
No,
It's fine.
this is sorry.
you just caught him in the break.
No. This is how he learns. You call him out. We call each other out on everything. I called you out for being, I would say, what, Peter Pan?
Yeah, and I definitely am. But we got Strofe twice already in the first segment, so I
He
was
got,
just
he
giving him
got
a break.
himself. Daryl Deerfield chimes in with another suggestion for Alex Strofe. Does anyone else feel that Matt should have had violins playing in the background?
Ah.
There you go. Another one there, Strofe.
That's actually a good call.
Yeah, there you go. There.
That
Daryl,
might have.
what are you
People might have
doing,
felt
like-
bad for me then, Strofe.
Yeah, maybe we get Baby Strophy, the cow that is at Daryl's. What is Daryl? What does he have there?
Ocean View Genetics. is the
Ocean
name of
View
this one.
Genetics. That maybe the cow can get us a show sheet. You know, they say like a monkey can do it. Maybe Baby Strophy can do it.
Maybe Baby Strofe can do it. We'll see.
Man, Matt Hamilton, hot on construction. 844-770-3776. So does construction season make you like long for Winter, because there's 2 seasons in Wisconsin.
There is.
There's winter and construction season. Which do you prefer?
Boo-hoo. Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin.
What is this from?
SpongeBob.
Okay. So, Matt, do you have construction season or winter?
I prefer winter.
Oh, my God. It's the worst. 844-770-3776.
I got curling to keep me busy. Summer is great. And, like, at the end of curling season, I really appreciate it. Because my curling season now is, like, 9 months. I'm starting in August this year.
Tough guy. You got like 9 months out of the year.
August and May is curling. No, curling season used to be, like, awesome. It used to be, like, September, October to, like, March, and you're done.
Yeah.
It's like 9 months now.
And you got your celebrity golf season. I mean,
and then it's just there's not enough days in the year anymore.
Oh man, tough. I mean, Matt, I'll be honest here. I don't know how anyone here at ESPN Madison works as hard as you do. I mean, I'm gonna be straight up honest. I think you're the hardest working man at ESPN Madison.
Maybe.
It could be possible. Do you think like your curling season is harder because it's longer than the 3 months that Chris Orr was shortening necks at the USFL, or what do you?
Which is harder between me, my job and Chris Orr's? Oh, man. Mine.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Do you think what's more likely, Chris learning to curl or you learning to shorten necks at the USFL?
Chris learning to curl. I know a lot of football players that have converted to curling and are pretty decent. Don't know any curlers that converted to football and have made it.
Or just generally guys in their mid-30s just picking up football and trying to figure it out.
Yeah. I don't think I'm going to be there. I don't think I'm getting it.
You and me both, along with Stroff. Do you think you're younger? Think if you committed, could you play some football?
No.
No? Oh. 844-770-3776. Do you feel bad for Matt Hamilton's tough life? This is Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light. The mountains are blue, and we can prove it. Follow the show on Twitter at Jim and Matt.
Matt Hamilton here for Iron Jock. Believe it or not, being an Olympic curler takes a lot of practice time on the ice. And despite always being cool, I still work up a sweat. That's why I love Iron Jock and their no-stink technology. Silver ion technology is the how behind why it works, and that is about as technical as I can get with it. What I do know is that if I'm on the ice or just wanting to look good, I know Iron Jock has t-shirts, polos, and hoodies for me. Support this Wisconsin-based company today and get gear at ironjoc.com. That's ironjock.com.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-394-8367 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-394-8367. That's 800-394-8367. What do you have to lose? Call 800-394-8367. Again, 800-394-8367.
Investing in commercial real estate is never simple. From acquiring a property to managing the day-to-day, even the best investors need a partner they can trust. Rely on the agents at RE/MAX and the Preferred Commercial Group to build your desired lifestyle in real estate. Whether you want someone to take the wheel or just need a second opinion, head to commercialwisconsin.com/ESPN and find an investment partner to lead the way to your property dreams today. That's commercialwisconsin.com/ESPN.
Brunch is back at all the Madison area Great Dane pubs. Every Saturday and Sunday from 10 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. Enjoy a robust brunch menu, ranging from the classic Daner's breakfast to the Playa burrito, and everything sweet and savory in between. And featuring specialty mimosas, cocktails, and mocktails, it's everything you'd expect from brunch at the Great Dane. Check it out on Saturdays and Sundays at your favorite spot, downtown, Hilldale, Fitchburg, or East Madison. For more information, head to GreatDanePub.com/brunch. Pick your pub and let's do brunch.
Big trailers and big opportunity. Since 1962, Stoughton Trailers has been a family-owned and operated business providing a professional yet casual work environment in Stoughton, Evansville, and Broadhead. If you're looking for your hard work to be rewarded with competitive wages and excellent benefits, plus growth and advancement opportunities, Stoughton Trailers is the spot for you. Positions now open in production, operations, finance, sales, engineering, and more. Go to stojobs.com to apply today. Stoughton Trailers, big opportunity.
The inaugural ESPN Madison Open presented by Coors Light, Monday, July 17th at Trappers Turn in Wisconsin Dells.
Hey, it's Alex Strofe. The inaugural ESPN Madison Open is coming up quick. Monday, July 17th at Trappers Turn in Wisconsin Dells. All day of proceeds benefit the community around the Children's Hospital. Learn more at espnmadisonopen.com.
The inaugural ESPN Madison Open is also brought to you by North and South Seafood and Smokehouse, Iron Jock Performance Apparel, Sunday Paper Marketing Agency, and Country Financial.
In the next 30 seconds, I'm going to tell you how to save money and save the planet. It's simple. Ditch your energy bill and make the switch over to Everlight Solar. While electricity prices keep rising, Everlight Solar will give you the chance to take ownership of your power while also reducing your carbon footprint. As a local company based out of Madison, they'll be there with you every step of the way as you make the switch to solar. To learn more about how you can save money and save the planet, go to everlightsolar.com.
You're listening to Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealership.
'Cause I love you more than I could love myself. Mama said no.
History made last night in Major League Baseball. Matt Hamilton, I know you're excited about it.
Stoked. Can't believe I don't already know.
Why? Make a guess if I said that.
History made. I don't know. Maybe youngest player to hit the cycle.
Better than that.
No hitter.
Better than that.
Perfect game.
First one in 11 years last night.
Nice.
Domingo Germain, is that how you say his name?
Herman.
Herman.
Soft.
She makes H.
Herman.
DR. Yes.
Jeez, alrighty. Domingo Herman. Obviously, I didn't watch the game, but I did open up my phone last night to see that he threw a perfect game.
They showed the ninth inning on ESPN. I would watch the ninth inning. I really thought, I was texting Colin Russo, our teammate here at ESPN Madison, who's an Oakland Athletics fan. This game was played in Oakland. And I was like, you still up? You watching this? He says, oh, yeah, we're going to get 3 hits in the ninth. And I'm just texting him, out, ball game.
Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light. He's Matt Hamilton. I'm Jim Rutledge. And Alex Strofe behind the glass. I want to throw this up as our first Iron Jock poll question. Is the perfect game the most impressive thing in sports? Because I think it is. 844-770-3776. Is throwing a perfect game the most impressive thing in sports?
There's that. There's
like hole in
the
one
Grand
came to
Slam.
mind.
But like randos get hole in ones.
Correct. But that's a one-off, right?
Yeah.
You have to do 27 outs without walking a batter in a perfect game. I would say yes.
I mean, yeah, I was just
Grand
thinking
Slam's
like
a good
other
poll.
things. Like, yeah, Grand Slams of tennis and golf are pretty crazy. There's what's the one when you win all the horses win all the races? All the main races.
Triple Crown?
The Triple
Yes,
Crown,
that is
right?
pretty
Like,
rare. Yeah,
that's pretty rare.
I think more rare
but
than the perfect
obviously,
game.
There's way more baseball games played, so like.
But there's only been, 24 perfect games now? Ever?
Yeah, perfect
First
games.
one was in 1902.
Yeah.
This is
totally.
the first perfect game since 2012 when Felix
I'm
Hernandez
just saying
did it.
there can only be one Triple Crown a year where there's, every team plays 100-plus games. So
235,
I don't know what's rarer.
235,000, almost 240,000 games played in Major League Baseball over 154 years, and there have been 24 official perfect games.
And there's been 13 Triple Crown winners.
Oh, yeah.
So it is a little bit more rare.
But I
First
mean,
one for that was 1919.
But 13
No, the rarer one is definitely the
baseball.
baseball. Yeah.
Yeah, because
well, by quantity, if we did the math, right?
Yeah.
well, yeah, that's usually how you do it. Like,
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. The ratio.
if we did math and actually broke it down of like what's the rarest is,
Hey,
then yes, it's the rarest.
I'm
yes.
not good at math, all right? Just say it.
I'm not good at math either. I just know how you're supposed to do it.
I guess the way I was viewing it was Triple Crown might be harder to do. Because there's less opportunities. That makes
right,
sense.
but I mean, this
Yeah.
is more rare.
Like,
mathematically,
Yes,
it is.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Wow, talk about a slippery slope, huh, Jim?
Daryl in Deerfield chimes in 4 home runs in one game. Little fun fact about Gabe Neitzel from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. He hit 3 triples in 1 inning, tied for an NCAA record last I heard. I haven't looked into it in a while, but
we looked into it last summer. In fact, I texted him
you
about
have to be just peppering that team that inning if you can get up to bat 3 times.
yeah, pretty remarkable.
Wow.
I think it was 1 inning. Maybe it was 1 game. I feel like one game's not impressive. It had to have been 1 inning or something.
Triples in an inning. 2, 5 times most recent. Gabe Neitzel,
There you go.
Wisconsin
Twice,
Platteville
so.
versus
That's still
Wisconsin
nuts.
Superior,
And a
April
triple-
9th, 2006.
Isn't the triple like that's got to be the rarest thing to hit in baseball?
Yeah, especially
Like,
now.
as opposed from a single, double, triple, or home run.
Especially the way the baseball's changed, like you're really trying to trajectory,
Yeah,
like
you're
launch the ball
trying to hit
out.
dingers now.
Yeah, so triples are tough. The way the players are taught to run bases, and I agree. But 844-770-3776 is throwing a perfect game the most impressive feat in sports.
So-
I mean, what is it for touch? I mean, is it like
Just
7 touchdowns in a
For
game?
my clarification,
record,
it's been a long time since I played baseball. The difference between a no-hitter and a
You don't have
perfect
to
game.
play these sports to know what the rules are, though.
Yeah, for sure. But like again, I'm basically asking for a reminder, a clarification. The difference between a no-hitter and a perfect game is in a no-hitter, you could, in theory, walk some people.
Correct. They just didn't get a hit. Literally in the name, they did not
Right,
get
they
a
didn't
hit.
get a hit.
Right.
But like a perfect game is you never walked anybody, they never got on base. Nobody ever got on base. That's the difference.
Right. Nobody's on base for anything. You didn't hit them, you didn't walk them, and nobody got a hit.
Right. Or a perfect game, you might hit somebody, you might walk some guy.
No,
Excuse me, a no-hitter. You might hit somebody, you might walk somebody, but you're still on a no-hitter.
One thing that I did see, I didn't see in person, but I saw it live happen, was when Kerry Wood from the Chicago Cubs struck out 20 batters in a game. That's only happened 5 times.
20 strikeouts.
Well, not throwing more than 9 innings. So a pitcher throwing 20 striking out 20 batters while throwing no more than 9 innings. So maybe someone must have done it
Right, with
back in the day
extras,
when people just throw forever. But so technically that would be even more rare, and that one's pretty remarkable. Especially if you've seen the highlights of Kerry Wood striking out 20. I mean, that is a lot of batters to strike out. So that would be up there as well.
We have our first curling submission.
Yeah. Klinkster chimes in with the 8-ender. And
Zena D also had the same one.
here's the
What
thing.
does that mean?
8-ender. So in curling, each team has 8 rocks, right? So if you can get all of yours in closer than the opponent's best or closest stone, that's an 8-ender. Now,
Have you done it?
yes, I have one. Now, I think the rarest one in curling would be a steal of 8, which means the other team has the very last shot of the end or inning, and they totally miss it, and you still get the 8. So, like, most times when people get the score of 8 in curling, it's because they've got the last shot of the end, if that makes sense. When you have the last shot, you can take whatever ones you need to out, or maybe. So a steal of 8 might be rare. I've never even heard of a steal of 8, but it pretty much could only ever happen at like the amateur level. I can never see a professional. It would like never ever happen.
So as I look it up here, 8-enders are extremely rare in competitive curling.
In competitive, yeah.
And analog, basically, they are similar to perfect game in baseball, perfect game in bowling, which would be another one, but no, bowling is whatever. A 9-dart finish in darts as well.
Yeah,
and
that's
they're
done a
so
lot,
rare that Canadian Curling Association has an award to recognize any 8-ender scored in Canada. As far as the numbers, the closest thing I see, and this is from 2011, there have been 74 8-enders accomplished in thousands of sanctioned games. And this is from Canadian website CBC, which is their CNN.
So I don't want to like say that yes, they're sanctioned games, but like realistically, Strofe could sign up and play in one of those sanctioned games. There are definitely teams that are locals, and maybe they only had 23 teams, and they asked one of the local teams that plays in their Super League, like, hey, we'll cover half of your entry fee if you just sign up and fill out our tournament. So, like, again, I'm not saying that it's net. I've had a shot 4-8. Our team had a really impossible shot 4-8 against another competitive team. It is possible. It does happen, but they are really pretty rare.
Well, and again, at least the idea is they're on the same level. Again, so I guess we're asking, it's the perfect game, it's throwing 300, it's what's the dart thing? I'm going to play darts, but I don't know this 9-out thing.
So they're playing 501. So basically you can get 501 points in 9 darts.
Jeez. Okay, I know 501.
Yep.
Wow.
Or 301 or something. Might be 301. Actually, now that I think about it. Because you only get the best you can do is 60 in a dart.
3 triple 20s would be 180.
Do it again.
Do it again is
Oh, so it is
60.
500. Yeah, it is 500.
And then do it one more time, yeah.
Yeah, so it'd be 500.
There has never been an 8-ender in Olympic competition.
That's true.
The closest being, do you know this one?
Probably a 7-under.
It was against the United States in 2014.
Poor Schusty. Probably a 6-under.
It was a 7-ender. Great Britain's Eve Muirhead.
Oh, against the ladies. Yeah, Eve Muirhead.
2014 Winter Olympics, a 12-3 round-robin stage victory over the United States.
Ouch.
Yeah, that's so there. It's never happened, so something to shoot for.
An 8-under in competitive curling. Yeah, that's...
No, in the next Olympics.
The next Olympics, yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
That would be quite the feat.
844-770-3776. Is there a more impressive feat than throwing a perfect game in a Major League Baseball game?
I'm going to say no.
Especially, that's only going to get more rare. I mean,
people are getting better. Right?
Well, and they don't let the pitchers throw enough pitches usually. Like most of the time, they kind of just pull a guy.
But they don't pull them if they have a perfect game going. Typically, once it's gone, that's when someone gets pulled. How many times have you seen I've seen no-hitters get pulled. There was a controversy last year where somebody got pulled during a no-hitter. But a perfect
it happened
game.
to the Brewers 2 years ago, yeah.
Right, but it was a no-hitter. A perfect game. No one's going to do that. No manager in their right mind is going to be in the 6th inning and see a perfect game going from their player and be like, you're out.
But also, you're not throwing that many pitches in a perfect game.
That's true. Your pitch
in
count's probably
April
pretty low.
of 2022, Clayton Kershaw was pulled after 7 innings. Him and Rich Hill, the only 2 players in Major League Baseball history to be pulled after 7 innings plus, with the perfect game still intact.
Oh, so it has
So
happened.
Kershaw has had injury issues.
Right, that was last year. I think that's the one I was thinking of.
And Rich Hill is an older pitcher. I don't know exactly the date on that one. But the idea is now, I mean, teams start to freak out at 100 pitches. So if you have like 100 pitches, now you're right, a perfect game. But if you have a perfect game and you struck out 17, then like that's a lot of pitches.
I think Herman had 97 total last night.
Like if they foul a bunch off,
absolutely.
Right? You can battle with people.
Yeah. So, I mean, because that goes back to the 20 strikeouts. I don't know if that's going to happen. I mean, that's more rare in baseball, striking out 20 batters. Because, again, that's a lot of pitches. It is a lot of pitches to actually strike out 20 batters.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Roger Clemens and Kerry Wood are the only names that come to mind that I know have done it. I know 5 people have done it.
The rareness of that, though, is, the game, the way it is, like, people are going to pull you. No one cares if you're at 15 strikeouts after 6 innings. If you're at 120 pitches, like, you're out, son.
Yep. No, absolutely, because they're caring about the
longevity,
haul. Yeah, absolutely. This is Rutledge and Hamilton. We are presented by Coors Light. The Yankees are winners last night. You can be a winner. Go to Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison. So far this year, $68 million in jackpots. Largest win, $249,000. $12 million in jackpots in May alone. Go be a winner. Go to Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison coming up Saturday, July 29th. Kabooming cash. We'll tell you more about that as the month goes along. This is Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light, a finalist for Best of Madison Radio Team. Vote at channel3000.com. People really like this show.
Don't accept anything less than your best self. If you're feeling more run down than you did when you were younger, struggling to lose weight, losing muscle tone, trouble sleeping, and loss of libido can all be signs that you need to see Dr. Nestor Rodriguez at Carbon World Health. Jim Rutledge here. Change your life and see if hormone optimization is right for you. Don't settle for less than the best. Go to Carbon World Health. Learn more at carbonworldhealth.com or give them a call at 608-709-8089.
Since J&K Security Solutions opened in 1987, our attention to detail and customer service have been our strongest assets. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. We'll always do our best to find the most efficient and cost-effective solution to every job we tackle. Whether it's security for your home or business, installing video surveillance, or being able to control your garage doors from your phone, we can help you feel empowered with simple and user-friendly technology. Let's work together to secure your home or business. jksecurity.com.
Jim Rutledge here to tell you about X Golf Madison, and the most important thing that you need to know is that X Golf Madison is for everyone. I golf there. Whether you're a seasoned pro, a new golfer, or in between like me, X Golf Madison is going to be fun for you. They have a full bar, excellent service, great food, and the most advanced and accurate golf simulators in the world. You can play one of their 50 courses available, take lessons from a PGA pro, hit the driving range, or even join a league. Stop by their East Madison or Middleton location today, or visit them online at xgolfwisconsin.com.
The Dell Technologies Black Friday and July event starts now with limited quantity deals on top business PCs with Windows 11 Pro. Save on select Vostro laptops with built-in security features and select Latitude laptops with enhanced privacy, collaboration, and connectivity. Plus, get special financing with Dell Business Credit. Dell Technologies recommends Windows 11 Pro for business. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL. Offered to business customers by WebBank, who determines qualifications for and terms of credit.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Washed and waxed?
Check.
Gassed up?
Got it.
What about that check engine light?
That,
You know you gotta treat your car right.
I know.
Then you should know about the free AutoZone Fix Finder service. Head on over to AutoZone, get your engine light checked, and get a report for free. Don't even take a minute.
Free AutoZone Fix Finder service.
Your car will thank you, and then you can thank me.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
What does it take to make a diamond? Extreme heat and pressure and about 1 billion years. But you can't wait that long. What do? You go to Goodman's Jewelers. I'm John Hayes from Goodman's Jewelers. There's a reason we are the Diamond Store of Madison. Since 1933, we provided outstanding service and selection to our customers, and that in turn has helped to establish countless great memories through the years. Goodman'sJewelers.com, located at 220 State Street, truly a destination worth reaching. Life has its moments, times to remember and share. Make the most of those special occasions by visiting Goodman's Jewelers at 220 State Street. John Hayes from Goodman's Jewelers. We're here to help you make that perfect selection for your memorable moment. When you think of diamonds, you hear about color, cut, clarity, and carat weight. We can help you understand that, but we're equally concerned with earning your trust with the quality of our selection and our service. Goodman'sJewelers.com, in the heart of downtown Madison. Truly a destination worth reaching.
The impact of a meal goes well beyond feeding our bodies. Because when people are fed, futures are nourished. And with your help, together we can end hunger. Join the movement at feedingamerica.org/actnow. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Throw It Back Thursday on Rutledge and Hamilton with Jim Rutledge and Matt Hamilton is brought to you by Twisted Tea. Regular iced tea's older, more fun sibling.
Perfect games in baseball are impressive, but all the credit shouldn't go to the pitcher. Without your teammates doing their jobs, it would be impossible to achieve. That's Dan and Stoughton. Yes, but there's a different level from the pitcher. I'm not disagreeing with you, but that goes to every game and every win. When you're throwing a perfect game, yes, there's a few plays made out there, but it's still a whole nother level performance by the pitcher.
Right.
I would say that if there's a perfect game, it's the pitcher that's elevated this game the most. You still need your teammates, but for the most part, your teammates are out there doing their regular job, and they might make a play or two during the game, but during a game, you might win 3-2. They might make a few plays during the game.
I'd be very curious to see what the number of outs that come from strikeouts and outs that come from fielding plays in a perfect game, what the split is.
And they got to track it is it just traditional fielding plays? If this pitcher's if you're pitching a perfect game, you're pretty on. They just bounce, slow rolls is short.
You're forcing...
how many special plays are made during it? And Dan, we're not disproving your point. You're right, but I still think there's another level for the pitcher. It's just like a quarterback. Yes, the quarterback throwing. Well, you know what? Actually, a pitcher performance is more impressive than a quarterback throwing 6 or 7 touchdowns because Mr. Trubisky threw, I think, 5 or 6 touchdowns in one game. You can do that for a lot of different factors.
It's like the quarterback in the sense they're the one that wins the game. They could have thrown a check down pass to a guy who took it 60 yards, but it's the quarterback that threw the pass. They're the ones you blame when you lose, and they're the ones that get the glory when you win. That's the beauty of being the pitcher.
This is Rutledge and Hamilton. He's Hamilton. I am Jim Rutledge. We're presented by Coors Light. Make sure to vote for us today and tomorrow. Running out of time for best radio team in Madison. We appreciate that. Channel3000.com. I want to take down, I think it's maybe never been won by any other radio team. Is that the fair way to say it?
Yeah, we are up against quite the dynasty from a local alternative
We're trying to knock
station.
out the Patriots, basically. And we're the only sports show nominated, but we're loosely a sports show. So that
we might actually only be the only talk show nominated. They all have a talk aspect, of course, but a lot of their main thing is music.
Yes.
Whereas all we do is spew nonsense.
We are words and music here, is what we are.
A lot less music than the rest.
Do you
of
know,
them.
there's no way in hell, but if someone's listening, the reference words and music is to a specific movie from the late 80s that if you know it, I want you to call in. It's a cult movie, though. So 844-770-3776. Because I want to throw it out there. I want to know if anyone else knows the movie. Words and music. It's not the name of the movie, but it's a line from the movie, Words and Music. 844-770-3776.
You win nothing, by the way.
Right.
If you get it right.
I just want to know. I just want to know.
If they call in, I don't even know if they're right.
Put them through.
All right, put them on the
type
air.
Type it on this piece of paper that you love so much in lieu of the show sheet. We just do that. All right. Sarah Walsh from the NFL Network. The answer. So as Strofe types in here, type what exactly? Type in what they call and tell you. If they call and tell you,
I'm just going to put them through. You do.
All right, you put them through.
It's your show, bro.
All right.
I love it.
Ornery. I just wanted to know if someone knows it. 844-770-3776.
Madison stuff
Nobody's
right
going to
here.
know. Nobody's going to know. That's the thing.
You're doing a show for yourself right now.
No, I'm doing that little bit. Now you're turning into this whole thing. I just want to know if someone happens to know the song. I would give them respect for knowing the movie. Sarah Walsh from the NFL Network. Matt just went out and ranted about his do-nothing morning and then having a little construction to deal with. So, I mean, this is always a show
yes,
for us.
People have dealt with
People
that
like movies,
in their
Alex.
Yeah, but then
people like
but
movie
then
quotes.
You follow that up with, nobody's going to know.
But people like trivia. Don't you guys love game? I'm throwing out a trivia.
Yeah, I know. I just don't know it. I just don't know it. If I did, I definitely would have chimed in.
All right, Sarah Walsh. Let's get from her. I'm ranting about movies, and she ranted about golf, and it is amazing.
You are not going golfing, and it's just going to take 3.5 hours. You know how I know that? Because not once in your history of golfing has a round ever taken 3.5 hours. Not once.
Mike and Madison got the answer. He texted in, Eddie and the Cruisers. Thank you, Mike and Madison. You are my favorite for the day. Eddie and the Cruisers. None of you know that movie, but it's a good movie. The John Cafferty Band, as I tie it all into the state of Wisconsin, is performing at Summerfest this year.
Oh.
And they are, John Cafferty and the Beaver Brown Band are the actual band that performed the songs in a movie about, it's loosely like a Bruce Springsteen type story about a band out in New Jersey but the songs were popular in the 80s too, but in that he goes, we're words and music. And that's what it was.
That is
and Mike and Madison.
pretty cool. That is sick, Jim.
Thank you.
That is a deep
Thank
hole,
you.
and I love that Mike and Madison got into it. And they're going to be at Summerfest.
And they're going to be at Summerfest.
Let's go watch. I love concerts.
That's so Wisconsin. That's so
Wisconsin.
That is so Wisconsin.
That would have won my poll.
And that
would have won my poll.
Yes, and you know what? It is a contest that you all love that someone participated in, got it 1 for 1. I mean, amazing.
I want to go to this show now.
Good.
We should
go.
Excited.
We should go. We should go to this show. I'm ready for it.
Yeah, Jim's not picking up on the fact you're
Oh, you
yanking his
really
chain.
don't think I'm not picking up on that? You give me zero credit. I don't know what your deal is with me, but I couldn't pick up that. I can't pick
I
up.
was laying it on pretty thick.
I'm just leaning also into the bit. The person out of the bit is you, Alex. We are clearly in on this bit.
I created the bit.
No, you did, because Matt's the one running with it. You're out on it. I clearly know he just, A, hates concerts, B, does not want to be a part of this. I'm just leaning into it. Goodness gracious.
I don't get any credit.
I'm going to be honest, though. I'm stoked for Mike and Madison. I
stoked
really
for-
am
yeah,
that he was
good
able
for-
to pull that one.
I'm stoked for me, but
that
also Mike and
seems
Madison.
so obscure and literally, like Stroh said, for you. And the fact that someone got it, thanks for being a super fan.
Well,
I think it's kind of dope.
Swimming a little deeper on this, Michael Madison must be like a trivia savant, because I don't know. Tuesday, May 9th was the last time he texted in, and the text is Barry Williams, in parentheses, Greg Brady, versus Danny Bonaducci, in parentheses, Danny Partridge in 2007. I don't know what
that was a celebrity boxing match.
See, there you go. All right.
I watched that one. I actually remember seeing that.
It's Throwback Thursday.
Yeah, the dad from Brady Bunch was in a boxing fight. I remember
844-770-3776. Just text in obscure movie quotes. 844-770-3776. 844-770-3776. Look, the Adam and Madison went and Googled it, so he cared enough to Google it.
There is not a lot of things more satisfying than watching a bush. Stand by that statement still.
What movie is that from? Wrong answers only.
I don't think so. Be curious, not judgmental.
Hey, that's
shut up.
Someone's in their feelings over there. Can we just 844-770-3776? Give me random obscure movie quotes. We'll see if we can figure out where they're from. Now, let's hear from Sarah Walsh from the NFL Network talking about golf.
You are not going golfing, and it's just going to take 3.5 hours. You know how I know that? Because not once in your history of golfing has a round ever taken 3.5 hours.
Mom, the meatloaf. What's that one from? We got another quote in there.
That's from.
Are we ever going to listen to this audio?
I don't know. That's from Wedding Crashers.
Yes. I don't know this one. I see you have braces. I have braces too, from the Adam and Madison. That one I don't know.
I see you have braces, but I have braces too. I don't know.
844-770-3776. Give us your obscure movie quotes. Honestly, one that you'd like that you actually use. Like that would be like just that you use in everyday life.
I thought hurricane season was over. And I do use that a lot more frequently than you would think.
Surely you can't be serious. And then I'm sure the response is, yes, I am, and don't call me Shirley.
Yeah.
The braces line?
Yeah.
What's that?
Can you,
airplane?
shut up?
Oh, Beavis and Butthead.
You got it.
There you go.
That one, that was airplane, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So again, 844-770-3776. Give us obscure movie lines that you like to use in your everyday life. One I would use is from Saturday Night Live. I don't know if I can say this. When Alec Baldwin was on and they were talking about making meatballs, and his name was Alex Schweddy, and he made his Schweddy balls. There's a part in there where they say, "Good times, good times." So a lot of times I will just say, "Good times, good times."
In a similar vein of that, I'll say, "Cool story, Hansel. Tell it again."
What is that from?
That's from Zoolander. Hansel's telling him this story. Owen Wilson's character is telling him a story about how he was like falling off a mountain, and then he realized he took a bunch of ayahuasca or something, and he was making it all up. So like it was a pointless story. So yeah, one of the people's like, "Oh, cool story, Hansel. You should tell it again." So when someone tells a pointless story, that's a pretty fun response.
You're out of your element, Donnie. I know what that one's from. Do you?
No, I don't think I do.
The dude abides, man.
You're out of your element, Donnie.
Big Lebowski.
That is. I remember.
So
now I remember.
this is on my mind a little bit here, and I can clip a little bit. We'll get back to Sarah Walsh, but there was an article written in Vanity Fair. Now, I don't watch this show. It's called, and not for any particular reason, I just haven't gotten around to it. I Think You Should Leave.
Oh, yeah. It's
Tim Robinson.
Kind of dumb, but it's funny. Like I would say he's got like a 40 or 50% hit rate for me, like to think it's funny or I think it's dumb. It's like one of those like kind of stupid comedy.
Yeah,
shows.
I definitely like a lot of stupid comedies.
Yeah, and I'm not saying it's bad. It's just not necessarily my bag all the time. So they have some good bits though.
So I think it's Vanity Fair. I'll look up specifically where it's from, but there was an article written by a woman. It's a little tongue-in-cheek, but basically she said her life goes to a living hell for once a year, for about 3 weeks when a new season of I Think You Should Leave come out, because her 24-year-old boyfriend only speaks and basically quotes from that movie. And they said to people of a certain age, and Matt, you would fall into this. I'm a little on the older side of it, but like Stroph's age and your age, and like from the age of like 16 up, you just have a cycle of movie quotes that are just part of your vocabulary.
Yeah,
that like
100%.
most of the women in your life don't get because they're not obsessed with movie quotes like guys are.
USA, greatest country in the world.
I'll say something to my wife and then be like, she'll look at me like I made something up. I'm like, no, that's from a movie. Like I said something offensive, but sometimes there's a funny quote from a movie that might apply. And maybe it wasn't very nice, but it was worth it for the lull.
So the article, and sorry, it's from GQ. Tim Robinson broke my boyfriend's brain. And we can reference it a little bit later. But it is a great, and it's written tongue-in-cheek, but so many people chimed in on, like, this is brutal. Here's an example.
I feel like Strofe is one of those people that definitely would quote a movie to his girlfriend, and she would be like, not know where it's from, and you would have to then kind of ruin the joke and be like, it's from this movie when blah, blah, blah.
Well, so when we started dating, that's why I just played a Borat reference. I had just watched Borat for the first time.
What are you saying?
Yeah, I watched...
No, wait.
Say it again. The movie title.
Borat.
Why are you saying it like that?
Why are you saying it like that?
What's wrong?
Borat.
Yeah.
Borat.
It's Borat.
That's what I said, Borat.
No, you're saying Borat.
Borat, like a pig, a boar, and then rat.
Borat.
No. He's so, like, sometimes he's such like a radio guy.
He's saying like Bo Ryan,
Like,
Bo Rat.
Yes,
No, I'm
exactly.
not.
Yes,
Say
you
Borat.
are. You're
Borat.
saying
What?
Borat.
Thank you. That's better.
Yes.
I'm saying the
No,
same
you're
thing.
not.
Borat.
You're like my mother-in-law who I have a...
I think he got it in the
I have
last 2 times.
I have a
Already.
niece
so
that's her name's
ignore my
Braylon,
story.
and she calls her Braylon.
No. I want to hear the story now.
Nope,
Okay.
I don't want to.
You go to
Tell us
Borat.
about Borat.
I don't want to tell it.
Okay, whatever.
Give away Twisted Tea, please.
All right, 844-770-3776. This is the last case of Twisted Tea we're going to give away. It has the bomb pop in it, and it is the bomb. You might initially be like, what's that taste like? It tastes like Twisted Tea in the initial taste, and then the aftertaste has the bomb pop kind of taste left in your mouth afterwards. So it's
The
fantastic.
cherry, the blue raspberry,
Yes.
the lemon lime.
It's got, and then you also get the half and half in there. You get peach, you get original, all that. You get 24 cans of it, of the Twisted Tea 20 variety pack there, 844-770-3776. There is no, for the first time ever, I look to see if you give me a number, and you don't give me a number.
5.
Because you always ignore it.
Caller number 5.
No.
No, that's what I said.
I want a big number today. Let's go like 15.
Caller number 15, 844-770-3776. Caller number 15 gets that case of Twisted Tea.
I'm going to rush in there to answer your phone calls.
770-3776.
You don't have to rush. You got 15 calls.
Stroke's going to kick you in the shins.
You're listening to Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light. Miss any of the show? Find full show podcasts free on Wisconsin On Demand and wherever you get your podcasts. Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Alex Strofe.
Varsity on Wisconsin On Demand is home to all the latest and best Badgers content on ESPN Wisconsin. Subscribe on Apple, Spotify, Wisconsin On Demand, and wherever you get your podcasts. Wisconsin men's basketball coach Greg Gard joined Scalzo and Brust on ESPN Wisconsin earlier this week and talked about the impression that the new freshman class, consisting of John Blackwell, John Janicki, Nolan Winter, and Gus Yeldon, have made early in camp.
It's a really good freshman class that's come in to compete, and you wouldn't know they were freshmen. So they've definitely made their impact, not only in the coaching staff, but also on their teammates. They've opened some eyes. So what it's done is raise the level of competition.
Find the full interview with Greg Gard on Wisconsin On Demand or wherever you get your podcasts.
Pella's window and door design options are virtually limitless. Customize your order by August 31st, and you could bundle and save big at PellaWI.com.
The original hard iced tea started in 2001 in Cincinnati, Ohio. For Twisted Tea, the dream was simple. Brew a refreshing tea with flavors everyone loves and add a twist. With endless styles such as half and half, blueberry, peach, mango, and raspberry, you can always keep it twisted. Find Twisted Tea near you at twistedtea.com/locations. America parties with tea. Must be 21 or older to enjoy.
Listen to Rutledge and Hamilton every Thursday at 2:45 for your chance to win a case of Twisted Tea's limited edition party pack. The summer party pack features the original half and half and peach flavors along with a new limited edition flavor, Twisted Tea Rocket Pop. The new style combines the flavors of the classic Rocket Pop popsicle, lemon lime cherry, and blue raspberry, punched up with a taste of authentic hard iced tea. Listen every Thursday at 2:45 for your chance to win some free beer, or in this case, some free Twisted iced tea. That's 2:45 every Thursday.
In a land carved by glaciers and shaped by champions, Trapper's Turn is a specialty golfing experience. 27 holes designed by two-time U.S. Open champion Andy North present an enjoyable challenge at any level. Nestled between beautiful pines, the all-new 12 North Par 3 course offers the ultimate in golfing fun. Refuel and unwind with year-round dining in the heart of the picturesque Dells. Golf time is precious. Spend it somewhere beautiful. This is Trapper's Turn. Book your tee time at trappersturn.com.
Zimbrick Chevrolet.
When was the last time you had your oil changed or your tires rotated? Do you need new tires, a battery, perhaps some windshield wipers? Zimbrick Chevrolet Service Center is equipped to help you with routine maintenance, major repairs, and everything in between. Get your free battery inspection coupon and schedule an appointment today at ZimbrickChevrolet.com. Don't overpay. Shop Zimbrick Chevrolet on Main Street in Sun Prairie.
Main Street, Sun Prairie, Zimbrick Chevrolet.
Life's better with a home policy from American Family Insurance because you'll feel protected no matter how the wind blows. All so you can keep enjoying the home of your dreams. And our expert agents can help you save up to 23% when you bundle home with auto. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. American Family Insurance. Get a quote? Find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Hi, I'm Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock with Retirement Income Strategies. And what sets us apart is we're an independent, family-run office. We help clients like you understand the financial world and build a portfolio that's in your best interest. To learn more, go to MadisonMoneyGuy.com.
You're listening to Rutledge and Hamilton on 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Carbon World Health.
I should be dancing the pain away, the pain away. I'm gonna wear my favorite color tonight.
Adam and Madison chimes in that he quotes the 70s show religiously on a daily basis, which I think same thing. I am this one I'll do my best at. I am not great. Donde está la biblioteca, Pedro?
Donde está la biblioteca, Pedro?
That is Napoleon Dynamite.
Okay, I mean I figured the Pedro reference there too, and I did preface by saying I am not
Do you know what
going
that
to do
means?
this well.
Do you know what that translates to?
Something about library.
Where's the library?
Where's the library? Yeah, I gotta see. I stupidly took German.
I always thought it was funny because that's like one of the first phrases you learn how to say is "Donde está la biblioteca?" And it's like, what's the last thing I would ever say if I was like stuck in a Spanish-speaking country? It would be "Donde está la biblioteca?"
right.
Donde está la cerveza?
Yeah.
Daryl in Deerfield chimes in. Another mother-in-law story. Really? You didn't learn from the first time you slipped it in, Alex Stroh?
When did I tell mother-in-law story?
You were starting to say about Borat and mother-in-law. I think you kind of teased that.
No, mother-in-law. I said right when I met my girlfriend, I just quoted
okay,
a
gotcha.
lot, and she didn't understand what I was saying.
Gotcha. Good story. You missed out on that because we called you. We messed with how you said Borat.
Borat.
Dang.
Cool story, Hansel. Tell it again.
High five. Very nice.
Boom, roasted.
So right when I started seeing my girlfriend all the time, I quoted Borat. I always said, high five, very nice.
Get out.
My wife.
Honestly, I know we can't do it on the air, but like Matt, I feel like she would be fascinating to talk to. Just of like, what is happening?
No. I don't.
You want to interview her? I'll
no,
call her.
I don't want to put that evil on her.
I feel like it's just we're gonna basically
She
ask her
goes through
over and
enough.
over
The
again.
last thing she
why
needs is
are
to
you
be-
with Alex?
Yeah, the last thing she needs is to be interviewed
and not
by
that, like
us.
he's not a good guy, but more of like how did you
Get past the quirkiness.
all the like the Tinder photo with him and the microphone. And then I don't know what level the relationship was where
Borat
he
quotes.
urinated on himself. I mean, like the Borat quotes early on too. I mean,
Magic. That's love.
You
That's
know what
what
it is?
soulmates are. Jim.
Yeah.
Soulmates.
Again, very lucky that they're close together. And that she happened to be on Tinder and saw his beautiful face in front of a microphone and thought, that's the one for me. Because as you know, I believe all Tinder photos require you to have your profession in the photo. So like if you work in construction, it's like the YMCA, like if you like the group, like if the village people. If you work in construction, you got to wear a construction hat. If you're a police officer, you wear the cap. If you are a nurse or a doctor, you wear the thing they tie on their head to keep the hairnet sort of thing. You know,
Yeah.
it's just one of those things. I don't know what you do if you're a hairstylist. Maybe you got to hold scissors. It's just. I guess, but it's how I understand that works. Maybe I'm wrong on that one. 844-770-3776. The wait, so 920 says it's from Dodgeball. The quote that I just read, or is he giving me another quote? I don't know. He says it's Dodgeball. I don't
Which
know if that's
quote was that?
The Donde está la biblioteca, Pedro.
Oh. I just assumed because one of the characters in Napoleon Dynamite was Pedro. I thought that
Me
was
too,
it.
but then at the same time when you guys said that, I was like, who speaks Spanish in
to Pedro?
At all in Napoleon Dynamite. I don't think Pedro does either in Napoleon Dynamite.
Nah, I'm not sure. It's probably
No.
dodgeball. He's probably right.
Now, there's amazing things from Napoleon Dynamite.
Tina, eat the food.
Yeah. Your Mom Goes to College is my absolute favorite.
Like, my lips hurt real bad.
See that mountain over there? I could throw that clear over
Aaron
that mountain.
Rodgers. I throw a football clear over the mountains.
Oh, man. So, on that note, the article here, real quick, from, and look, if there's any women listening, and I know that's a very small group, 'cause we're an appealing bunch, but I don't know how many women are listening. But 844-770-3776. Is it annoying that men only speak too much in quotes? Because the article here is, the headline is, Tim Robinson broke my boyfriend's brain. And the subtitle is, a writer learns the hard way that I think you should leave seems to have a degenerate effect on the language of men who grew up learning to communicate and connect through Superbad and Anchorman sound bites. So you could just get the...
I love that they throw. That's so good.
Right? And it is like, it's exactly what you think it is. It basically, and it's a little tongue-in-cheek, but it's also annoying of like, it's honestly... Alex's significant other could have written this because it basically like, hey, we started dating and I thought it would just stop, and it hasn't. And every guy I've ever dated quotes these stupid
Oh my
movies
gosh, that's
all the
so
time.
applicable though, because like I still quote like Pineapple Express to my wife, and that came out like what 8 years ago.
Yes,
Like
yes.
Zoolander is one of my favorite quotes, and that came
You
out.
mean it's in
There's
the computer?
already- yeah, like. Oh my gosh, that is so spot on.
844-770-3776.
These are tears of truth.
If you're a woman listening, please call in and tell us how annoying we are for always quoting movies. If you're a guy, call in and tell us your favorite thing to quote. You have Mike and Madison chiming back in. You're just mad because I've been chatting with hot babes all day from Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah.
Is amazing. You're just mad because I've been chatting with hot babes all day.
Kip, right? That was
Yeah.
his name.
Yeah.
On the internet.
Kip's girlfriend, I forget her name, but
Fonda?
Fonda, yeah. How many times have you seen that movie?
Probably more than, at least, I would say probably less than a handful, but more than 3. Right around like 4.
Just that's the thing.
That adds up.
Here's
Yeah.
the thing that drives my wife the most insane, and I would imagine again most women listening. I can watch a movie. If I watch it twice, I probably can recite most of it back and know all the quotes. The same thing with the show. I can't remember anything, but honestly, one time through, and I pulled a few quotes out of a show that I like, let alone the second time through. Like, it just burns into my brain. It is a skill I don't want. It is a skill that is completely pointless, but it is there, and I know every time I quote something from a movie we just watched or watched one time, my wife is instantly annoyed because I can't remember to like take out the trash.
Yeah.
On
Or what she
Tuesdays.
told you, what your plans are
Right.
this afternoon, and you're like, oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yippee-ki-yay.
Yippee-ki-yay! My wife, we can do 2 together. Yippee-ki-yay! My wife. This is Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light.
Hey, Fleet Farm fans, you asked, we listened. You wanted lower prices? You got them. In-store, online. We drop prices everywhere. Lower prices on summer favorites like Liquid Pool Shock, Griller's Gold Barbecue Pellets, and Airhead Towables. Lower prices on big name pet care like Purina Tidy Cats. Lower prices on Valvoline Motor Oils. All because you said so. Look for the bright green price drop signs to find new lower prices on everything you need for everyday life. Only at Fleet Farm.
Hey, this is former Badger Brad Norton.
It's a fake. Great pull and great execution.
You're listening to a Good Karma Brands radio station, 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Yeah, it is. And I'm Alex Strope. Your Sports Center update brought to you by Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin's Road America. Experience the Trans Am Speed Tour live and in person July 7th through the 9th. Get your tickets today. And check out the full season schedule at roadamerica.com. That's roadamerica.com. Summer practices underway for the Wisconsin men's basketball team. And head coach Greg Gard joined Scalzo and Brust yesterday on ESPN Wisconsin. Talked about a ton of things, including Gus Yalden, Gus Bus, the star incoming freshman, and how he's provided some intensity to the summer practices just a couple of days in.
He's very cerebral. He understands how to play. He's really skilled. He made a pass yesterday in some of the scrimmages we did to Tyler Wall that was, you typically don't see freshmen throwing that type of pass.
Get the full appearance from Greg Gard on Scalzo Brust wherever you get your podcasts around Wisconsin On Demand. Just search Scalzo and Brust. Baseball, Brewers back in the win column last night with a win over the Mets. They look to both win the series and win the rubber match tonight. Game 4 between the Mets and the Brewers, 6:10 in New York. Rutledge and Hamilton continues right now.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
You got to chill.
Everybody's ego takes a shot on this show.
This is Rutledge and Hamilton with Jim Rutledge and Matt Hamilton, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN.
You are not going golfing, and it's just going to take 3.5 hours. You know how I know that? Because not once in your history of golfing has a
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio. With Matt Hamilton, here's Jim Rutledge.
We are full of sick references today. Our references are tight. Matt Hamilton, Jim Rutledge with you. We are referencing movies because we're guys. 844-770-3776. This started somehow because I referenced a quote from and I didn't even say it on purpose, I don't think. I used the words and music. Mike and Madison knew that I was a reference to the movie Eddie and the Cruisers. And then we just started taking calls and text, 844-770-3776, on basically quotes from movies or TV shows that you use in your everyday life. Alex Strofe shared that when he started dating his girlfriend.
High five!
He's only... Did you only speak in Borat quotes? Or
Very nice.
God, I mean, honestly.
My wife.
Oh, my... I can't handle it.
Yeah, and we got Matt Hamilton over here as well. And you can chime in with your favorite movie quote, and if there's any... significant others out there.
USA,
any
greatest country in the world.
Any significant others out there that want to chime in and tell us how annoying we are for only speaking movie quotes, you can do that as well, 844-770-3776. That part is inspired by an article in GQ magazine. Tim Robinson broke my boyfriend's brain. A writer learns the hard way that I think you should leave seems to have a degenerative effect on the language of men who grew up learning to communicate and connecting through Superbad and Anchorman sound bites, which is dead on, because if you think that we say movie quotes around you, the significant others are listening, it's worse amongst we're just hanging out.
Well, Dick, here's the deal. I'm the best there is.
Like the Anchorman one. People know me. I'm kind of a big deal. Oh, my gosh.
I love Lamp.
I love Lamp. Are
you just looking at objects and saying you love them?
I'm just so blown away by this. I know I quote movies, but it's pretty funny when you see an article on it and it's pretty much the, two of my 5 staples.
Correct.
Oh, man. I could not be more predictable.
Here's how it starts. If my life was reduced to a sketch comedy on a cringy comedy show, it would go something like this. Girl meets boy. Girl enters decade-long relationship with boy. Boy starts quoting Tim Robinson's Netflix show, I Think You Should Leave. At first, girl gives it a chuckle, but her polite laughter slips into silence. Boy, in a move familiar to viewers of I Think You Should Leave, doubles down on this behavior, incessantly referencing the show and adopting Robinson's garbled sentences as his own, despite the blank stares that result from what he's saying to me. So, yeah, that sounds about right. We are special. We are great. We are just the top-notch gender, right? I mean, goodness.
I definitely feel bad for Jen now. More than I did.
I'll say now?
More than I did.
Because I perpetually feel bad for my wife.
Everyone is so mean to me.
Yeah.
Daryl Deerfield chimes in that says, someone needs to explain to Alex that a 4-game series doesn't have a rubber match. Which you should know that.
It's a fair point. It's a great point.
Do you know what a rubber match is?
Yeah, I definitely know what a rubber match is. It's the last game of a best of 3 when the series is split 1-1.
What's a getaway game?
maybe when you're up by 1 and you can take a 2-game lead. I don't know.
Nope.
Pulling away from them. I don't know.
Getaway game, is it the last game of a 4-game series?
It doesn't have to be a 4-game series, but it's more like that, maybe a 3 or 4 game series, but it's like an afternoon game and you're flying out right away. And like in baseball, it happens where you basically play all your bums. Where like, you played your starters a bunch and now you're just like, hey, I'm going to give them a rest, getaway game, we'll play all you losers. And I don't care what happens because all the stars like are in the back of the clubhouse just sleeping.
I must say, I shouldn't be allowed to talk about baseball. But if, on that note, tune in to our sister station, 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, this Saturday, noon to 2. State of the Brewers.
Okay. With you?
With me.
Can you give us a preview here, since we talk so much Brewers? What's the state of the Brewers?
Yeah, what is the state of the Brewers?
Can I tell you? Because it's just a perpetual cycle.
Yeah.
First in the division still?
Well, here's what's going to happen.
It's been back and forth.
But this is a horrendous. Basically, this NL Central for baseball is basically what the NFC North is going to be for football. It's just going to be 4 mid-level teams / maybe bad teams battling it out to get smoked in the playoffs. And that's basically what's happening in the NL Central. But the Brewers have some nice young players, and they'll get really good. But then as those young players get good, you'll lose players like Corbin Burns and Brandon Woodruff, so then you start over. Mm-hmm. And it's always like, oh. It's like Lucy and the football and Peanuts. Yeah. It's like, hey, we're right about that. We're going to pull the ball out because we're cheap. Yep. And so, like, that's the state of the Brewers. It's perpetual, and at least it's interesting.
So are we starting, like, that little uptick now?
It's been back and forth. Like, Cincinnati's been so good since they added this great new prospect named Ellie De La Rose.
Didn't he hit, like, a cycle or very early in this? Because that would be very high on the list as well of, like, hitting for the cycle.
Somebody did it in 17 games. It was, like, the 3rd quickest player in MLB history to hit the cycle. It was a week ago.
We know baseball. That much I know.
Hey, at least you and I knew there was a perfect game last night. We got that going for us.
Hey, I knew that the Mets GM or manager got pulled.
Which one?
Manager.
It would have been really a story if it was the GM.
If it was that would have been a story. I meant manager.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, manager is
Judgmental
in
Jim.
General manager. It's in GM. I misspoke. I'm sorry.
But wait, you know what? I mean, a GM is not.
Yeah, no, I know. I just misspoke. So I said I'm sorry. Because I knew it's basically because the word manager was in it and I got fooled by myself.
In baseball. You know, I won't use this word, but the most annoying thing that baseball people do is like, it's a manager in baseball. It's not a coach. All right, just shut up. Like, fine. Whatever.
Semantics.
It is also weird that they wear uniforms.
It is a little weird. You don't need to put your, like, 70-year-old coach in baseball pants.
Like, that could easily just end. They're never playing. That's not an option for them to play. I don't understand.
I mean, to be fair, a couple years ago when Craig Counsell took the job and the Brewers were bad, I wouldn't have minded if Craig took the field.
Right, but like...
You know what I mean? But, like, there's guys, like... that you wouldn't want doing it now. There's guys that you just don't want to see wearing baseball pants.
Connie Mack was 87 years old when he managed his last game for the almost 88 years old for the Philadelphia Athletics. Dusty Baker, 73.
Yeah.
Do they not feel absolutely ridiculous putting on these uniforms? Like, 73-year-old Dusty Baker's like, time to make the donuts. Let me put on these cleats and my stirrups and my baseball pants. Maybe a jockstrap and then a jersey and everything and a ball cap and time for Grandpa to go to work again and make the donuts. I mean, it is patently ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, they're probably wearing those, like, dope satin jackets.
What sport would be the most ridiculous for the coach to dress up as their team? 844-770, right? 844-770-3776. Gymnastics, swimming. Like, if you're the swim coach, you got to stand there in a Speedo and be like, hey, good job, Michael. Good work. I'm not going to swim, but everyone's got to see me here in my Speedo. 844-770-3776. What's the most ridiculous sport that the manager would have to, or coach would have to wear? I mean, football, if you're standing there in a helmet and everything.
Yeah, that would be kind of ridiculous.
A little extra.
I still am bothered that coaches don't have... I mean, I'm sure that a lot of them don't want to, but I liked when, suits were a thing. You'd see the coaches on the sideline, like the Vince Lombardi wearing, like a trench coat over the top of a suit.
See, I like this
fedora.
See, I like the suit more for the NBA.
Well, definitely for the NBA.
For football, you're in the elements. Like, I'm fine with... Belichick is the extreme.
If somebody wants to, I just, like...
There was a coach that did it for the 49ers. His name's Greg Nolan, I believe is not what was it? It was a coach for the 49ers. I think Nolan was his last name. The first name is escaping me, but his dad was an NFL coach, and he did wear suits on the sidelines, I think in the 2000s.
Okay, cuz it was classic. That's
I
classic.
thought Alex was going to look that up. I pulled the computer out and everything. But we'll figure out 844-770-3776. I thought you were typing. Who was the coach for the 49ers that wore a suit? I think the last name was Nolan.
Bill Walsh?
No, it was after Bill. It was like in the 90s or 80 or maybe even 2000s.
No, it's Daryl and Deerfield. There's a 49ers fan.
Well, Daryl and Deerfield.
Daryl!
Dick Nolan. There you go. Thank you, Daryl. It's already in there.
Told you.
Jeff in Janesville chimes in. Great guard in a uniform and a compression sleeve would be great.
It would be. He still wears suits.
With like the gym shorts, but still has the compression like pants on that go down to like halfway down your calf.
Al, do you have any suggestions for the sport you look most ridiculous in if you're wearing the clothes of the team that's playing? Because baseball's the only one, right?
Basketball would be amazing.
It would be.
What about hockey? Coaches on the sideline just full in.
Yeah.
Right. Well, you could go two different ways. Or the swim coach would be weird.
Swimming would be awesome. Yeah, that's a great call right there.
Oh, man.
And I also think they should implement a rule, maybe not in football, but like in baseball or especially like swimming, weird sports like that, Olympic sports, where if an athlete can't go, the coach has to step in. So, like, I want Craig Counsell in left field.
Well, you're going to have to worry about the 8. You can't throw Dusty Baker out there. And 608 chimes in. I thought this was right. Dick Nolan did not sound right. Mike Nolan. Maybe Dick Nolan was his dad, but Mike Nolan is the guy for the 49ers. That was more of a modern.
Okay.
Could have been 2000s even. But anyways, that would get someone killed. I don't care what the sport it is. Counsel's in his mid-50s. Benny Madison chimes in with bodybuilding. Would be a weird one for.
Oh, yeah. That would be a weird one.
Yeah. Gymnastics.
Yeah, gymnastics definitely weird. I was curling. Actually, the coach does wear exactly the same thing as the curler,
but you're wearing like regular clothes
and a shirt. Yeah,
I mean, a caddy is your coach. They're kind of wearing the same thing, right? I mean, there's a swing coach too, but like they are also.
Yeah, caddies. Not always is fair. They get to not kitty stroke. Caddies.
That was an accident. Good catch, though. I should have said to them.
Yeah, caddies can wear shorts. I think.
So again, like they kind of
until they're at Augusta and they have to wear those jumpers.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah. So I just think it's just one of those things. Every once in a while, you look at I don't watch as many games as I used to, and now you're like, really?
Yeah.
Dusty Baker, 73 years old, is just strapping into a uniform every day. I mean, you have to feel real. If you had to wear some like radio outfit every day, you'd feel a bit ridiculous.
Yeah, what does that mean?
I don't even it's what you're wearing. You are the radio dress guy. Some sort of branded,
but for real
zip
though,
and shorts.
Branded, branded clothing and shorts.
Yeah, once you're a guy in your 60s or 70s and you're throwing out a baseball uniform for coaching, like it's tradition at that point, right? You're just doing it just to carry on the tradition of the game. Like, obviously, there's no point to you wearing the same stuff.
Right. I mean, I guess I don't even like the pants the cleats don't make it. The cleats are the extra.
Well, yes. But, like, when did this start? Like, when they started baseball, they're like, managers got to wear the same stuff. Was it because they might be able to come in and play?
That's a great question.
Like, we only have 9 guys, and if someone gets hurt, like, we need a catcher?
But again, Connie Mack, oldest, he was coaching back in those days. It was, God knows when coached at least in the 50s. But, like, he coached at 87 years old. Like, Connie Mack would just die on the field if you asked him to play.
Yeah.
If he got hit with a ball, it would just go through him.
A royal dump.
Like, if Randy Johnson was throwing a ball and it hit Connie Mack at 87 years old, it would just impale him. It would just go right through him.
Ugh. I'm still trying to get the.
But I do love the idea of great.
I
do love the idea of great guard though, like in Jordans
arm sleeve
with an arm sleeve and basketball shorts, and then the jersey. It would be something. And it's not just great guard. All of them.
All of the coaches.
Yes.
Like Bo Ryan back in the day.
right. Coach K.
Oh. Man.
Oh, man.
Brett Bielema on the sideline of the
in a football.
Right, full on.
It'd be like the 80s style where you just have your, the midriff showing off, but, he doesn't have a choice.
If he wasn't holding the clipboard, you'd say
honestly,
he's a lineman.
Matt LaFleur or Luke Fickell, either of them in shoulder pads and a jersey would actually fire me out.
Luke Fickell, yes. Matt LaFleur, I'd be like, you're going to get dirty, Matt. What are you doing?
Right. I'm going to make it.
You're going to mess up your hair with that helmet on, Matt.
You ever
LaFleur.
see Little Giants? Like, that's what Matt LaFleur would look like, though. Like, if he's, like, dressed like he's just a tiny little guy who doesn't look at all like someone who played football in, like, it's about little kids who are really bad at football playing football.
I remember, I'm trying to think of that little nerd with the glasses.
He wraps himself up in the foam and everything. Yeah. So, nothing against, you don't need to look like you play football to play football, but Matt LaFleur,
to coach football.
To coach
let's
it.
be real, the Dolphins head coach.
Yes, he would look like the kid from.
Yeah, analytics.
Right?
When you look at him and you're like, that's an analytics
You want to see
guy.
Mike McCarthy in a helmet on the sideline in full-on football gear?
Andy Reid,
yeah. Man, that's a tough look. This is Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light.
I feel like
You're listening to Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light. The mountains are blue, and we can prove it. Follow the show on Twitter at Jim and Matt.
Are you dreaming of a new look? Let the pros at 5 Star Painting bring color to your world, to your interior, exterior, cabinets, and more. We make it easy with online scheduling, free on-site estimates, and a dedicated project manager on every job. Uneasy about hiring a contractor? We know, we've been there. 5 Star Painting is customer-focused and quality-driven, exceeding expectations every time. Call or visit 5starpainting.com today. 5 Star Painting, a neighborly company.
Start summer off with a car deal fit for you at Metro Ford of Madison. Score 3.9% APR financing for 66 months to qualified credit when leasing the 23 F-150 STX. Also receive a Chromebook 4K Smart TV or a $500 Visa gift card with any vehicle purchased at Metro Ford of Madison.
John Hayes for Goodman's Jewelers. Help us celebrate 90 years in business by visiting us at 220 State Street. We've been a part of a lot of great moments, and we want to add to those special occasions. Our staff is here to help you make that perfect selection for your memorable moment. Come see firsthand why Goodman's Jewelers has withstood the test of time and why we're truly a destination worth reaching. Goodman's Jewelers, the Diamond Store of Madison, and a whole lot more. Goodman'sJewelers.com.
The best is at Goodman's.
2023 is a very special year for Goodman's Jewelers. We're celebrating 90 years of serving the greater Madison area. John Hayes for Goodman's Jewelers. Needless to say, that's a long time and a lot of great memories working with you, our customers. During these 9 decades, we've never deviated from our pledge to you, which is earning your trust, delivering top-notch service, and a selection that's second to none. Discover firsthand why Goodman's Jewelers is truly a destination worth reaching. 220 State Street, Goodman'sJewelers.com.
The best is at Goodman's.
The 2023 season is underway and Fun for All is back with the Forward Madison FC Family Special on sale now. Bring the family to exciting professional soccer at Breeze Stevens Field. Enjoy a ticket, Pepsi product, sandwich, and a Forward Madison scarf for just $21. Forward Madison has fun for the whole family. Enjoy Lionella Vessi, the team's dairy cow, our new kids zone, and more at every Forward Madison match. For tickets, go to forwardmadisonfc.com. Forward Madison, fun for all.
Wisconsin, are you ready? It's the Battle for Wisconsin charity softball game.
Come out and watch Alec Ingold and his Wisconsin alumni friends compete against a team of current Badger athletes. Join them on Saturday, July 15th at the beautiful Duck Pond at Warner Park, home of the Madison Mallards, as the two teams battle it out and raise money for charity. Tickets can be purchased at the Madison Mallards box office or website. Visit battle4wisconsin.com for more details. That's battle4wisconsin.com.
Since J&K Security Solutions opened in 1987, our attention to detail and customer service have been our strongest assets. I'm Vice President Jeffrey Beckman. We'll always do our best to find the most efficient and cost-effective solution to every job we tackle. Whether it's security for your home or business, installing video surveillance, or being able to control your garage doors from your phone, we can help you feel empowered with simple and user-friendly technology. Let's work together to secure your home or business. jksecurity.com.
Since 1956, Holman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Holman Lindsay has grown over the years to 26 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Holman Lindsay has the paint you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Holman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
You're listening to Rutledge and Hamilton on 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Ho Chunk Gaming Madison.
Gotta say goodnight if you never wake up.
I think that I'm lucky, I don't got it made. Everything I got could fit inside a suitcase. Yeah, they could try to make me quit. Yeah, stay in your lane.
Bielema is more compression sock sort of guy. He's got to be a diabetic by now. That's Jeff in Janesville.
Oh.
I'll tell you this.
He was the worst.
He was the worst. And also, I kind of want Wisconsin. We can get into this more football season here, but I want the Badgers to beat Illinois more than I want them to beat Minnesota.
Yeah.
Just because Brett
Bielema is insufferable.
I'm sure Brett's belly was shaking like a bowl full of jelly or Jell-O when he won the game against Paul Chris, and then Paul Chris gets fired. And I just want it shoved down his face every time the Badgers beat them. Of you lost, you're a loser, and you're never winning here again. I want that so bad. As a Badger fan, I want the Badgers to beat the snot out of Illinois every time they play them more than Minnesota. Then PJ Fleck is the worst. But Bielema ate PJ Fleck, and that makes it worse.
Yeah. I always thought Minnesota was the one I always wanted to win, but you bring up a very good point.
We could do that one a different day. Maybe we even ask that tomorrow when we're filling in on Willie and Tausch. We can ask, who do you want to beat more as a Badger fan, Minnesota or Wisconsin? Why would we ask that? Because there's nothing going on in sports. Alex, what's your answer?
You said Minnesota or Wisconsin. Minnesota or who?
Illinois, sorry.
Illinois.
Minnesota.
Really?
Even with Bielema being the head coach of Illinois.
And Bielema beating
them here last year, obviously.
And that was Paul's last game.
Yep.
And Bielema's best time as a head coach was when Paul was his OC.
Yep.
Because Bielema's not a good coach; he's just a good recruiter. And when he lost his good coaches, his team fell apart.
Yeah, it's still you've lost twice in a row to Minnesota. That's more important to me.
Yeah, I think Illinois is higher.
Well, I like that there's a trophy on the line.
Yeah, the trophy is there. Look, I'm not saying. I cannot.
Why doesn't Illinois and Wisconsin have a trophy?
Because Illinois has always stunk.
So has Minnesota. The Badgers beat them 18 years in a row.
That's true.
I think it's just they don't make trophies anymore, really, and so it just wasn't a thing back in the day. I mean, that's really probably the answer.
Wisconsin and Nebraska have one, but come 2024, they won't even be playing for it every year now.
Well, then again, because they just came together, so let's create a trophy. Because wasn't there I think the Cubs and the White Sox have some trophy that nobody really cares about when they play each other. I
never knew that.
Yeah, but because nobody cares.
For Chicago?
Yeah.
That's kind of cool, though.
It is, but it's too late. Just trying to make. You can't make fetch happen. You know, you can't just make it happen. As I make another movie.
Well, I think it's kind of dope.
Do you know what that's from?
Well, I think it's kind of dope.
You can't make fetch happen. I think that's what it's from.
Yeah, that's Mean Girls. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
I love Mean Girls.
You impressed? I got a movie reference.
I am, but it's a great movie, right?
It is a great movie.
Mean Girls is amazing. Have you seen Mean Girls?
I have seen Mean Girls.
I love Mean Girls. All right, let's throw some stones.
The guys think they have the answers to everything.
I'm the best there is.
People like me.
So it's time to put them to the test.
That's some booty, Jim.
That's just like your opinion, man.
This is Throwing Stones, presented by Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealership.
All right, fellas, we're actually going to do something. We're going to do stones a little bit different today. I feel like we've been doing throwing stones topics the entire show today. So we're actually going to do sports within throwing stones. And I want to do it all.
Sports, you say, huh?
I want to do it all the Packers.
Bold.
Okay.
Thanks, Jimmy. So a new article out on ESPN.com, ESPNWisconsin.com today, ranks all 32 rosters just based on who they have on the roster in the NFL. And each team, they give their strongest unit, weakest unit, X factor, and non-starter to know for every team. Mm-hmm. So I want to do this strictly on the Packers. But before we start with those categories, I'm curious on where you guys think the Packers roster ranks of all 32 teams.
I'm going to say 21st.
I was going to go 22, so.
Well, Jim, you'd actually be closer because it's 23.
Wow.
But you were both right there. Nice job by both of you. Bears, number 22, actually.
Really? Okay. I mean, I knew they'd be close. Again, these two teams are very close.
They are.
And their whole season is defined about how quickly some of the question marks figure themselves out.
So let's start with the strongest unit. I know we did it last week a little bit when we graded each position group, but I'm curious as we, a week later, kind of revisit that. Who do you guys view as the strongest positional group on the roster? Jimmy, I'll start with you.
I'll go with running back. Aaron Jones, I think, is a top 5 running back. A.J. Dillon, I think Packer fans give him a little more love than like he deserves for what he's done on paper. But as a number 2 back, I think it's fantastic. He's a great change of pace, and he could fill in for spot duty if Aaron Jones missed some time. So when you have 2 guys, I would still say A.J. Dillon's probably a top 20 running back in the league. So if you got a top 5 and a top 20, that's pretty dang good.
Yeah, I'm with Jim. You got 2 guys that could start anywhere in the NFL, basically. So it's our running back group. Hands down is our best position.
So Mike Clay, who wrote this section of the article on ESPN.com, actually disagrees with you guys. I imagine they were the other group in contention. He went with cornerback. Obviously, Jair Alexander leading the way. But he also makes a mention of Rasul Douglas as a solid, underrated corner. Keshawn Nixon made some noise late last season, and then he mentioned Eric Stokes after he returns from injury.
See, I don't disagree with, 1 and 2 are definitely right up there. Like, Jair Alexander and Douglas, perfect description. Alexander is stud, Douglas a solid starter, but I would say at best you project Stokes and Nixon to be solid in their position. But that's best case scenario.
Yeah, we had a lot of positional groups that were ranked poorly. In fact, you may remember Matt making some noise across ESPN ESPN Wisconsin last week with this take.
I've never seen a Green Bay Packers team with more question marks ever.
A long time.
There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 position groups that are bad.
So, Matt, I ask you, which of those position groups is the worst?
Ooh, the worst or... I'm going to say... Man, tight end probably. Just 'cause, if question marks means bad, that's the huge question mark, I think, for the Packers.
I'll go safeties. I think the Packers might have the worst safeties in football.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one, too.
Honestly, it'd be hard-pressed to find a worse pair of starting safeties, let alone the backups, than the Green Bay Packers have right now.
That's probably, you're probably right.
You can make a case for wide receiver, too. On ESPNWisconsin.com, Mike Clay also writes... It's established pass catchers, so he mixes tight end with wide receiver there.
Your most experienced guy is in his second season, and he missed 6 games last year.
Can I ask this question? And I honestly, I would hear both sides of it, so there is no right answer. But
you're wrong.
Is Christian Watson an established pass catcher?
No.
I would say no as well. I just wanted to know where you guys fell on that. So there are none. Romeo Dobbs is not. Reed obviously is not. Musgrave, Kraft.
I'm just saying if you count...
DeGuara?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you're going to count Christian Watson as an experienced pass catcher, you would have to throw DeGuara in there.
I can read you what he wrote. He said second-year receivers Christian Watson and Romeo Dobbs and rookies Jaden Reed, Luke Musgrave, and Tucker Kraft, literally everybody Jim just named, are all ticketed for massive 2023 roles.
Yes. And I think they're going to show flashes, but to rely on all of them to hit is a big ask.
Consistently. That's the thing. It's they might be right. They might all hit, but if they don't all hit in the same game, who knows?
The only way the Packers, and maybe it happens, is would have a successful season if those guys hit on opposite games. All right, well, Musgrave and Kraft are bad, but Watson and Dobbs had a nice game, so they were able to steal this one. And then,
I see what you're saying.
But if they all hit on one game, and then the other all bad on another game, they're going to end up with a bad record.
2 quick hits left. I do want to dive into this a little bit deeper tomorrow when we fill in for Wildy and Tausch 9 to noon, just because I feel like all of these are interesting topics. The next one is X Factor for 2023. The only rule is it can't be Jordan Love. Matt, I'll start with you.
Kind of like what he said about our biggest question mark. It's those pass catchers. If they turn out to be above average, I think, assuming Jordan Love is average, we're going to be in an okay situation. But, obviously we know you exclude Jordan Love because he is the biggest reason why the Packers are going to succeed or fail.
Yeah, but I think X Factor typically means it's a positive, right? If this person's playing very well, then your team will have more success. That's why.
All right, then the biggest X Factor for the Packers. I'm sorry, I thought we were saying which question mark. I think the biggest X Factor is going to be Aaron Jones. He's that guy. He's going to be the one who's going to change the game. If he's not playing well, it's going to be tough sledding.
Yeah, but again, I would say that even if he plays amazing, there's only so much he can do. But I get your point.
Right.
But if he's only average...
Aside from Jordan Love, though.
If he's only average, they're in real bad shape there. I will go with... If we're going for a specific player, Rashawn Gary actually has to tackle the quarterback. I know there's pressures, and I know it makes a difference for when he's in there, and I'm not saying none of that stuff matters, but they're going to have to pay him most likely like he's T.J. Watt or Myles Garrett or some of the other guys who actually get massive sack numbers. And I know Rashawn Gary gets a lot of pressures, but I think he went the last 3 games, maybe 4, without getting the sack before he got hurt. He needs to actually bring down the quarterback into double digits, well into double digits, because he's going to get paid like he's going to. We didn't talk about Clay Matthews' pressures. And I know we all love the advanced analytics, and it matters. He's a good football player. But he's going to get paid like he's great, which means he actually has to tackle the quarterback.
Right.
And if he does, then that defense might be good enough to steal him some games.
I think that's a great pick, Jimmy. It just in the other half of him, right, is when does he return?
Right. Well, that's it, yes.
Right? I mean, that's the other half of it with him, which I think is a great pick. I think both of those are good picks. Seth Walder on ESPN.com went with David Bakhtiari.
That was one I was thinking about, too. But one guy can only affect the O-line. I think a guy like Gary has more of an effect on the defense as a whole than Bakhtiari. But it's a good one.
His point is he just played in 55% of offensive snaps last year, but when he's on the field, he's still got it. He has a 95% pass block win rate, average since 2017.
So I love that. And again, it's my favorite thing of other than that, Mrs. Lincoln, how was the play? That's the whole package with Bakhtiari.
Well, 2017 through 2019, I don't think he missed more than a couple snaps.
Right. Something happened, and I just don't think he's going to be a guy who's going to be healthy.
We'll find out. He certainly is another big question mark. All right, we'll make this one quick. Just give me a name. I don't need an explanation. Non-starter to know. Anybody that's not starting that you're excited about. Anybody come to mind? Either of you can take it.
All the Fords on the Packers. All 4 of them.
Jonathan and Rudy.
All 4 of them.
There's just 2, isn't there?
No. There was linemen. Again, they're super deep on the depth chart. Probably never going to make the team, but when I looked at the...
Well, Jonathan and Rudy probably both will. Jonathan for the D lineman and Rudy for the safety.
Yeah, I think I saw 4 Fords last time.
If Rashawn Gary's healthy, then Van Ness is not a starter, right?
Correct.
So I go with Van Ness.
Yeah, I think that's a good one. I would say another edge rusher I'm really excited about is Kingsley Enagbare, JJ Enagbare. Kingsley Bear, as we like to call him, Jimmy.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, I'm not going to crown a winner. I just wanted to have that conversation. That was fun. Thanks, guys.
All right, this is Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light, a finalist for Best of Madison Radio Team. Vote at channel3000.com. People really like this show.
Olson Toon has been customizing both residential and commercial outdoor living spaces since 1997. Matt Hamilton here from ESPN Madison. For over 50 years of combined experience in their management and design teams, Olson Toon has become one of Wisconsin's premier building and landscaping outdoor living firms. Landscaping and maintenance, irrigation, concrete work, pools, and more. If you have an outdoor living need, Olson Toon is here to help. Go to olsontoon.com to get started on your home project today. That's olsontoon.com.
North and South Seafood and Smokehouse is the official barbecue and seafood and smokehouse of Rutledge and Hamilton. Make sure to listen every Wednesday for your chance to win a $50 gift card to North and South Seafood and Smokehouse in Madison, Verona, and DeForest. North and South Seafood and Smokehouse.
The Club at Lac La Belle is the birthplace of golf in Wisconsin, with a rich history you will feel once you arrive. Experience a round at the Club at Lac La Belle. The redesigned course is open to the public 7 days a week. Schedule your tee time today at clubatlaclabelle.com. This is a golf destination that you will want to play over and over again, and enjoy fine dining and event space after your round. An historic past meets a vibrant future. Go to clubatlaclabelle.com to start your journey.
Matt Hamilton here to tell you about my friends at Revive Restoration. Nobody plans for accidents to happen, but when they do, you can count on Revive to be professional, efficient, and detail-oriented as they make things right again. Revive Restoration.
Welcome to Story Time. I'm Stephen King. Beware the boogeyman as the stories are true, because there's something in the shadows waiting for you. Keep the lights on, check under your bed, close every closet, or you'll sleep with the dead.
From the mind of Stephen King, The Boogeyman, directed by Rob Savage, rated PG-13, may be inappropriate for children under 13, now playing.
Sleep tight, boys and girls.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Washed and waxed?
Check.
Gassed up?
Got it.
What
about that check engine light? You know you gotta treat your car right.
I know.
Then you should know about the free AutoZone Fix Finder service. Head on over to AutoZone, get your engine light checked, and get a report for free. Don't even take a minute.
Free AutoZone Fix Finder service.
Your car will thank you, and then you can thank me.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
From color-changing alexandrite to shimmering zircon and everything in between at Chalmers Jewelers, you'll find high-quality, affordable, one-of-a-kind pieces. We source straight from the gem cutters, and we manufacture in-house from start to finish. As the manufacturer, we believe in truth in pricing. Never pay more for quality and stunning, beautiful jewelry. She's one of a kind, and so should her jewelry be. While others may send your jewelry dreams to someone else to make, with us, your dreams become reality with the help of our custom jewelers, with you involved the whole way. With a staff that has over 200 years of combined experience, why buy from a place that marks up jewelry made by the thousands? When you can buy direct from Chalmers for that one-of-a-kind piece that is better quality, often for less.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Rutledge and Hamilton on 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by X Golf in Madison and Middleton.
Miss Polly side, come on over tonight. You told me you don't know your feelings. Can we focus on mine? And I think I'm
Milwaukee feels like they're willing to get a little adventurous and try to inject some juice and athleticism and something different into their team. That was Zach Lowe on today's Low Post podcast. That's an ESPN podcast. You can listen to that, Apple, Spotify, same place you can listen to Rutledge and Hamilton, which is brought to you by Revive Restoration. The podcast feed is brought to you by Revive Restoration. RevivePros.com is the website. You have asbestos issues. You need mold remediation. You have smoke or water damage. RevivePros.com is the site for you. That was Zach Lowe today, again, saying that Milwaukee feels like they're willing to get a little adventurous and try to inject some juice and athleticism and something different into their team. That was, the idea was brought up of a potential Zach LaVine trade. He said the Bucks would consider it, but it probably doesn't make sense. But then he followed up with Milwaukee is interested in adding a little bit of athleticism. And then we also have, I believe this is Woj on ESPN from today as well, talking about Chris Middleton and Brook Lopez and their current contract issues.
Christine, Bobby mentioned that cap space in Houston, as much as $64 million. That's the biggest threat for the Bucks, especially with Brook Lopez. They are in the market for a center in Houston. They are willing to pay. Brook Lopez has been a huge part of the success they've had in Milwaukee. And when you're trying to continue to build around Giannis Antetokounmpo, Brook Lopez is crucial to that. But I think for Chris Middleton, there's an expectation when free agency opens that he and the Bucks will get back at the table and be able to work on a new long-term deal. But there's a lot of concern about Brook Lopez and the potential for Houston to put a big offer in front of him.
So, Matt Hamilton, this is Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light. We're live from the Everlight Solar Studio. What does that make you feel?
This is the Rutledge Hamilton show.
I don't want to lose Brook Lopez. I feel like I'd rather keep Brook than Bobby.
Whoa.
Yeah, he provides so much
How
to this.
dare you, your Coors Light brother, Bobby
No,
Portis.
I love Bobby Portis. Let's be real. I'm not even going to count Giannis because he's the man. But like Brook or Bobby's probably my second favorite on that team. It's just Brook's production and the fact that Bobby's kind of a sixth man and Brook's a starter.
Well, Bobby would be a starter if
Brook was gone. Yeah, exactly. Brook's been good, and he's kind of adjusted his game to like work with the Bucks. Like he's got more of a jumper now from the outside. He's more of an all-around threat as a center. Seeing him And I don't think it's wrong if he goes to the Rockets. Like, if he gets a big contract, go get yours, buddy, right? But, oh, man, he's just like, I think he's one of the unsung heroes of the Bucks. Like, we give Giannis and you give Middleton and Holiday a lot of the credit, but I think Lopez is like that. He's that grinder down in the trenches who's getting it done for you, getting those ugly points that they go on the board and they count towards the dub, but no one, like, remembers that, like, lay-in that he probably got hacked on but got it to go down and didn't get the call. Like, those are just gritty points that no one remembers, and he gets a bunch of them.
I love Brook, and I don't want to lose Brook Lopez, but I do think, one, he's 35 years old, not that far removed from back surgery. Bobby Portis, because this very well could be a one or the other sort of thing.
Right.
Because Bobby Portis is 6'11" with a 7'2" wingspan. Brook Lopez, bigger than that, and he's got a 7'6" wingspan and about, I think, 7 feet tall. So, like, he's a bigger man, but Bobby is 28. Brook Lopez is 35. He'll turn 36 next season. He's going to need a deal that pushes a couple years. So, honestly, and here's Alex hopping on this as well, and you can hop in 844-770-3776. Maybe we can talk about this more tomorrow. We're on in Milwaukee, filling in for Wildy and Tausch 9 to noon. But do the Milwaukee Bucks need juice and athleticism injected into their team? Because you got to do it somewhere, and there's only so much money to do it. And I'm not saying get rid of Brook Lopez, but the last thing here, Alex, and you can jump in, is that the style of defense that Adrian Griffin likes to play, now he's been very smart about this, like, we'll make it work with Brook Lopez. Brook Lopez doesn't fit it because it's more of a trapping, attacking defense that Bobby might excel in.
But look, I mean, you cannot deny the defensive prowess that Brook Lopez brings to the table. Obviously, a Defensive Player of the Year finalist this past season. I'm with Matt. I struggle even thinking about how you lose Brook, but listening to Woj, it sounds like it may be more than possible, right? Somebody's going to throw a nice chunk of change at him because, to Matt's point, he has evolved and he's found a way to consistently be a relevant and really good basketball player. I love Bobby. Like, I'm okay with him as a starter. I just have a hard time figuring out the offense, right? The defensive side, I'm with you. I think Adrian Griffin brings a really fun coaching style that will help this team defensively and be a really good defensive team. But offensively, where is the firepower, right? This is a team that struggled with that outside of Giannis for many years, right? The year they won the title, obviously Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday were both terrific. But outside of that, it seems like they've always lacked something offensively, and that's been especially prevalent the last 2 seasons.
But Brook doesn't solve that. Their problem offensively is they need a guy who can get the ball in the playoffs and get a bucket. Yeah. And Chris Middleton, when he's healthy, but I think, just like Bakhtiari, at this point you have to assume that Chris Middleton is not going to be healthy all the time. I think you just have to account for that. Whether it's in the regular season, you pare down his games. Maybe he won't even be healthy all the way through the playoffs. So you need a backup for – you had one guy. You really had one guy that could put the ball in his hands and score from the perimeter in Chris Middleton. You need more of those guys. Grayson Allen can't do it. Pat Connaughton can't do it consistently.
Jay Crowder didn't really turn out to be that guy.
He was never that guy anyways. Brook Lopez can't do it. So it's more of Brook Lopez is going to be expensive too. Probably close to 15, 16, maybe up to $20 million a year. And he's 35. So you're going to pay him $60 million
at some point. You got to think it's going to go downhill, right?
Right. Well, I'm not advocating getting ready for Brook, but the other part of it is the scheme helped him defensively.
Yeah.
Now the Bucks need scoring. Brook can't be the only move. You can't just sub out Brook for Bobby. But if Brook goes out and Bobby comes in, and then the Bucks make a move for a younger wing to back up Chris Middleton, it's like a shooting guard, small forward type that can get some buckets. Well, then all of a sudden, because of you might have to make a trade for that again. You can't just sub players out and in. But if they can retool their roster and add a little bit of, that's why I went specifically to that quote. If they added some juice and athleticism to their roster and that sacrificed Brook, you're going to have to sacrifice someone, whether it's Brook or Bobby or Chris Middleton.
What position does
Drew
Beauchamp play?
He's small. He's far away though. He's small forward, but
he's a small forward. Not okay.
And he's not like a jump shooting. Like he can't score off the dribble yet.
Right.
He's far away from that guy. He seems like a player that next year he could play. He might double his minutes, maybe even triple them, but he's still not a player. He's kind of more like Pat Connaughton's minutes than like a.
Oh, totally. I was just wondering, like, is he going to be somebody that can, maybe not next year, but in year 3 or year 4 of his career, could he be that guy that you can rely on?
Well, that's why I think they try to find like a mid-level exception 1-year guy to carry them over. Because Marshawn Beauchamp is 22 years old. He played in 52 games last year at 13 minutes. Could he play all the games, 82 games next year at 18, 20 minutes? I'd love it. He's 6'7". He could be a little bit of, he's still more of a small forward, power forward type of player.
Right.
Not a knockdown jump shot shooting guy. So a guy that, yes, there's a future to him. I like their 2 picks, honestly. But one of their picks literally seems almost terrified to shoot and incapable of doing it. So he's got a long way to go. But defensively, he's a stud. So they have some nice talent, but that talent is probably, including Beauchamp, at least a year away.
Right.
And those other guys probably 2. So they have to fill in the gaps. And they also have to get younger and more athletic. Because right now, they're like the Titanic. They're just old and sinking, and they got to figure it out.
Jimmy.
I didn't say the sub. I said the ship.
Are they do the Bucks have the oldest roster in the NBA?
What's that?
They're close.
They're right up there.
Because I feel like the Lakers might be pretty high with LeBron, just because LeBron and AD's not like a spring chicken.
Okay, but like LeBron and AD.
No,
that's their old guys.
But
Giannis is a young guy, like on this team. Like our old guys are Middleton and Drew, and so
and Lopez.
Well, and Lopez here. So
the Bucks were the oldest team on average last year, 29.47.
So they need to get younger, and you have to make sacrifices. This is where John Horst will make his money. He has to figure out, and there's going to be painful decisions to make because if we want, and the Bucks want Drew, Chris, and Giannis back. You gotta do something different. I'll make my second Titanic reference. You can't just reshuffle the chairs on the Titanic. It's still a sinking ship. It's an old ship. You have to fix it. You have to get younger. You have to get more athletic to compete. You watched the play, or you didn't watch the play. Most of us watched the playoffs, and we saw what happened.
What do you mean? I'm Mr. NBA.
Hey now. And I think most of us know the Bucks have to get a little bit more athletic and a little better at shooting. This is Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light. Miss any of the show? Find full show podcasts free on Wisconsin On Demand and wherever you get your podcasts. Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Alex Strofe.
Varsity on Wisconsin On Demand is home to all the latest and best Badgers content on ESPN Wisconsin. Subscribe on Apple, Spotify, Wisconsin On Demand, and wherever you get your podcasts. Wisconsin men's basketball coach Greg Gard joined Scalzo and Brust on ESPN Wisconsin earlier this week and talked about the impression that the new freshman class, consisting of John Blackwell, John Janicki, Nolan Winter, and Gus Yeldon, have made early in camp.
It's a really good freshman class that's come in to compete, and you wouldn't know they were freshmen. So they've definitely made their impact, not only in the coaching staff, but also on their teammates. They've opened some eyes. So what it's done is raise the level of competition.
Find the full interview with Greg Gard on Wisconsin On Demand or wherever you get your podcasts.
Pella's window and door design options are virtually limitless. Customize your order by August 31st, and you could bundle and save big at PellaWI.com.
Hear that? That's the sound of the 2023 Chevy Silverado and its TurboMax engine. Delivering impressive power with no compromised durability. Whether you're helping friends move or just moving some friends, this is the sound of a family with plenty of rear seat room to enjoy the ride. And this is the sound of you heading to your local Chevy dealer today. Find your Silverado and find new roads. Chevrolet. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
Cedar Ridge Distillery continues to make a home right here in Wisconsin. The original 86 bourbon is the best-selling bourbon in Iowa for 3 straight years, and you have the opportunity to get that here in Wisconsin. Also, the quintessential, the best American single malt, voted by John Barleycorn Awards, and Cedar Ridge manages every step of the production from grain to glass. Make sure you pick up the Scalzo and Brust private barrel of bourbon and rye whiskeys, available at Discount Liquor at 51st in Oklahoma or Barstow in Maine in downtown Waukesha.
What does it take to make a diamond? Extreme heat and pressure and about 1 billion years. But you can't wait that long. What do? You go to Goodman's Jewelers. I'm John Hayes from Goodman's Jewelers. There's a reason we are the Diamond Store of Madison. Since 1933, we provided outstanding service and selection to our customers. And that in turn has helped to establish countless great memories through the years. Goodman'sJewelers.com. located at 220 State Street. Truly a destination worth reaching. Life has its moments, times to remember and share. Make the most of those special occasions by visiting Goodman's Jewelers at 220 State Street. John Hayes from Goodman's Jewelers. We're here to help you make that perfect selection for your memorable moment. When you think of diamonds, you hear about color, cut, clarity, and carat weight. We can help you understand that, but we're equally concerned with earning your trust with the quality of our selection and our service. GoodmansJewelers.com, in the heart of downtown Madison. Truly a destination worth reaching.
LabCorp Clinical Trials is changing to a new name, Fortrea. While the name may be different, Fortrea combines decades of great experience and professionalism with new opportunities for clinical trial participation. It's more than a mission and more than a new name. Fortrea is dedicated to moving healthcare forward. To learn more about the future of healthcare and upcoming clinical trials, visit us at FortreaClinicalTrials.com. That's FORTREA clinicaltrials.com.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer. Our policy is to provide equal opportunity employment, development, and advancement to all current and potential teammates. If you are an organization that maintains a job bank, provides employment information, or gives job referrals, you may request to be placed on the station's mailing list for future career opportunities. To learn more about careers at Good Karma Brands, please email careers@goodkarmabrands.com.
You're listening to Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealership.
Adrian Wojnarowski breaks some news. 76ers guard James Harden is picking up his $35.6 million option, and sides are beginning to work together in exploring trade scenarios, sources tell ESPN. It is expected that Harden has played his last game for Philadelphia. What do you think, Mr. NBA, Matt Hamilton?
I think my friend Daryl Morey is going to be very sad if it was his last game.
It is. There's no way that James Harden picks up that option unless he's being traded.
We're just not going to acknowledge he walked in middle of you reading that tweet.
I figured. I saw you give him a look, so I figured you'd.
Yeah, I got my stern looking at.
Yeah, but I just don't know what you do during commercial breaks because
there was a very
you were
argument
over a minute late that time. Usually it's like 10 seconds, and I can live with that. But when it gets to like a minute 20, I'm just curious what the hell you're doing.
Honestly, just distracted, easily distracted.
Alex,
what was the argument?
Honestly, it's dumb. They were just like naming states, and you had to what region of the U.S. is that? Yeah, it was dumb. What's it count as?
Alex,
they're yelling about Oklahoma, and then we started getting into it.
Because here's the crazy thing.
Southwest, go on.
We'd literally have a show where he is, obviously we'd love for him to talk as much as he wants on here, get as much attention as he wants. Yeah. We got thousands of people listening, and he is honestly the center of attention here, and he still needs to go out into the bullpen to get more affirmation.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Like, he is the center. He has the spotlight here, right? Like, there are moments that you have the spotlight or I have the spotlight, but 90% of the 70% he's here, he's got the spotlight.
I thought James Harden had the spotlight.
I would say it's 100% because we don't ever have, we might get our takes off and do a little bit on the radio and everything like that, but he's Matt Hamilton, the Olympic gold medalist. He's always Matt Hamilton, the Olympic gold medalist. We're always going to defer to that. Maybe not on his sports take, especially about gambling, but in general, he's Matt Hamilton, and he gets to be the star of the show. But it is just different personalities because Matt gets up and he is like, give me more, I need more and more attention. I usually take the break to do some other work or just recombobulate and just kind of set myself for another segment. I was just drained from all that energy I gave the last segment, and now trying to charge back up, figure out what we're going to talk about next. Meanwhile, Matt's out there with a balloon and a lollipop being like, what are we going to do next on the show, guys?
Yeah, trying to stay hype.
Which region is Oklahoma in? I'm going to spend a minute 20 of my showtime to debate that with you clowns.
It's the South. It's not the Southwest. It's directly over Texas. It's the South.
Lynn and Madison chimes in, I'd rather lose Middleton than Lopez. Brooke has a higher IQ, fewer turnovers, and more positive plays. Middleton has flashes, but more negative plays the last 2 years. Don't think he's worth the contract for the play. Reminds me of Ricky Weeks. That's Lynn in Verona.
It's a good take.
It's interesting, but like the turnover thing, it's like Middleton's in a position that's more prone to turnovers than Lopez.
Right, but
Lopez gets the pass down low and then turns around and puts it up. Middleton is actually looking for passes. That's his game.
My concerns in Middleton are the same with Lopez. Is that, and maybe even worse, because Middleton hasn't played a whole season. Again, very similar to Bakhtiari of like, okay, when they play, they're elite.
Yeah.
But
okay.
No, I'm with you.
The main part is when they play. What did you say, 55% of the snaps last year for David Bakhtiari?
Yeah.
And what did he play, like 20, 10% the year before that?
Middleton couldn't have been much better than 50% of the games.
I think Middleton played like 32 games last year. So, and then had to go out in the playoffs and had off-season knee surgery again. And he's not a guy in his 20s doing this. He's a guy in his 30s doing this, Matt. And we all know guys in their 30s are old.
Apparently. It's definitely harder to recover. So, yeah, they both make me nervous. I don't love being the oldest team in the NBA. But that being said, like, age does come with, work smarter, not harder knowledge. So, like, I understand the benefit of it. But if you don't have the guy out there to impart that knowledge and, like, utilize that knowledge he's got, then he's worthless. He's worthless on the bench. You need a guy who's in the game. Strofe, what's your favorite saying? Availability is the best.
It's Strofe's
ability.
When does that become my favorite saying?
You invented it. Good job. I appreciate
Availability is the best ability.
Yeah. No,
or vice versa. Ability. The best ability is availability.
Yeah.
Well, you invented it, Alex, so you tell us which it is.
Availability is the best ability.
I didn't say he invented it. I said it was his favorite one.
I've used it once in the last week, and now it's my favorite saying.
It's your favorite.
When I was making fun of Matt for not being available 30% of the time.
It stuck with them.
Yeah.
If they bring back Lopez and Middleton, 3 of the top 4 players for the Milwaukee Bucks, 31, 31, 35, I think they all would get 32, 32, and 36 during the season.
You can get paid your age.
So, and all those are the top paid players, too.
Yeah.
So, old and overpaid is no way to win a championship. We are on for Wildy and Tausch, 9 to noon tomorrow.
Yeah. And who's taking our slot?
Chris Orr and Molly Brown.
Yeah.
All righty. This is Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light.